I was on a consult call yesterday with a new client, and when he was telling me all the things that he was struggling with, I was like, I've got to make a YouTube video about this because this is going to help so many people. When it comes to why you're struggling to lose fat and why most people struggle with it is they think that they can still do the things that got them in super good shape when they were in their 20s or even their teens. And they may remember like, oh yeah, this guy was going to Orange Theory Fitness 5 days a week. And he was living by himself. And so he only kept healthy foods in the house. He didn't eat out. He wasn't doing processed foods. He was basically on like this self-improvement journey for over a year, and he stayed super consistent with this. Fast forward to now, he has a kid, he has another baby on the way, he's married, and he is starting his own real estate company, which requires a ton of his time and energy. So what I'm saying is his bandwidth, not only mentally but also physically, is severely reduced, and he's still trying to do the things that were working for him when he was in his earlier stages of life. The thing is like when I started talking to him, I was like, oh man, this guy would do so well with just like simplifying his approach and just focusing on nutrition. And if he can just simplify his food intake and he can get into a calorie deficit, he will see amazing results. And then he told me like with the baby at home and another one on the way, getting to the gym just hasn't happened. And then he told me that he actually purchased some workout equipment in his garage. And I was like, well, why don't we just write up a workout program for your garage a couple times a week? Make sure that you have a walking pad at home so that way you can get some extra steps in. And then let's start tracking your calories and make sure you're hitting enough protein. And he was like, oh my God, that's so simple. And I was like, yeah, it's simple, but simple doesn't mean easy. And it also means that you can know all the things. You can know what to do and how to do it. But you won't actually do it until there is this other layer of accountability. And that's where coaching comes in. That's where coaches like me that's where we get our credibility, or that's our job security. It's like we hold our clients accountable to getting those results. And then once you get those results, we show you how to keep those results. And that's the most important part, because you can get shredded, you can get in amazing shape. But do you know how to stay there? Do you know how to get lean, and do you know how to not gain it all right back? That's the most important part, because you can get in amazing shape, but if you don't know how to keep it off and you don't know how to not gain it all back and just go right back to your old habits when you're done, then you're only learning a very small piece of the process. You have to learn the fat loss phase. Yeah, that's arguably the easy part. The maintenance phase is arguably the hardest part. And then the building phase is also very challenging as well, because you don't just want to lose fat and then maintain, because then you're going to still have a pretty slow metabolism. You're probably not going to look the way that you think you're going to look. You're probably going to be a little bit skinny fat, and you're not going to have the muscle tone and the build that you want. And so when you start to build some muscle and you go through a couple of building phases and you trust the process and you eat more food, not a ton more food, but just a little bit more food, and you start lifting a little bit heavier and you start prioritizing your workouts, your sleep, your recovery, and then things start to get a little bit more dialed in. And then that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to see those changes stick and really take place. Because if you've ever gained weight purposely, you know that is probably one of the best things that you can do for your relationship with your body, is purposely gain weight and then have people around you be like, why is he purposely eating so much and getting fat? And it's like, I'm not trying to get fat, I'm trying to build muscle. But you can't do that while eating 1,800 calories a day. You have to increase those calories. You have to be okay with gaining a little bit of body fat. And that's okay, because when you go back into the cut, when you go back into a deficit, you will lose it. and you'll be looking really good. And then you can do what's called a main gain, which main gain is like how you slowly build muscle over time, which is kind of what most people do when they've already built that base. When you've already been lifting for 3 to 5 years consistently and you built that base, which is not going to be the majority of people watching this video, then you can kind of maintain and main gain, which is just put on very small amounts of muscle throughout the year without having to go into like these crazy building and fat loss phases. So it doesn't have to be quite as intense. Anyways, I hope this kind of rang true for you guys. I just want to make a quick video today. And, if you guys want any more information about coaching, you guys can check out my email down below. Send me an email. We could chat more about it. And I'd love to chat with you. All right. Talk to you soon.